Hello, today's African vegan staple foods recipe is fried cauliflower. This is a recipe I learned from my mother, so I would call it a family recipe. And for this recipe, all we need is a cup of flour of your choice, a cup of milk, a pinch of salt, and I've got 1/4 teaspoon here, a container to mix the flour and milk in, and this is for beating and smoothing the butter. And of course I have a whole cauliflower here, and we need to break and cut the cauliflower into smaller bits. And in terms of the flour, I use chickpea flour, and chickpea flour is available from Indian groceries, but my mother used to use just plain flour. So the first thing we will do is mix the plain flour, or in my case the chickpea flour, with a pinch of salt into your mixing bowl, and then you put your cup of milk. So I use soy milk. My mom used to use water, so you are welcome to use water, but I find it more creamy with soy milk, so I'll use soy milk. And to make the butter smooth, you may need to use a bit of force to mix this well, and then once we cut the cauliflower into small pieces and we have mixed this butter into a smooth paste, we will dip the cauliflower into the paste and deep fry it. So I turned off the camera to cut the cauliflower head into florets, the smaller pieces for frying. And also to mix the butter into a smooth paste. Now, when I was doing that, I remember that I didn't tell you, I also put baking powder, a little bit of baking powder, I would say about 1/4 teaspoon, into the butter, and when frying, that will make the cauliflower butter more fluffy. So we are ready. We've got small florets of cauliflower, and we've got a butter that has been mixed well, and it's nice and smooth. So I'm heating up the oil, and we will start frying shortly. Okay, we are now ready to start frying our cauliflower. So I've got the butter here, and the florets here, so I'm just gonna dip it in and just get rid of a little bit of excess butter, and just dip it into the oil. So same here. I'll do this until the whole frying pan is full. The tip I would give is don't rush to bring the cauliflower out quickly, and also don't leave it too long, so it should still look really pretty, you know, when it's well fried, but that's not always achieved like straight away. I mean, it could look good straight away, but the inside will be tough. Fried cauliflower is nice and soft. There is no crunchy bits in it. Now in this cooking video, I will also include serving tips. Usually my mother would serve it with kita, K-I-T-T-A. But I don't have time to show you how to make kita today, so that's a recipe for another day. But flatbreads are available in supermarkets easily, so we will use flatbread to serve the cauliflower. Yeah, and next time I do the bread that my mother makes, we can revisit the serving using traditional bread. So as you can see, I'm using a second spatula to keep an eye, thong, to keep an eye on this, because this obviously has butter on it, so I don't really want to create a lot of mess. So with this thong I can kind of just keep it for the oil. Another thing I usually get ready as well is paper towel lined basket or any container for taking out the fried cauliflower. And if you don't have paper towel, what they use back home is just newspaper, so that also absorbs the oil if you want to use that. So here, as you can see, it's all bubbly. Look, the cauliflower looks absolutely gorgeous. It's already browning, but I'm not ready to take it out, so I'm just going to leave it there so it can cook through. But this is really what you want. Now, it doesn't get any more brown than this, but this is really where you want it, a well covered floret with a little bit of brown on it once fried. So I'll stop the recording now and finish the frying, and I'll show you the final product. Okay, so now all the cauliflower has been deep fried, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. And I'm going to do some serving suggestions. So I've got, like I said, the traditional bread used. I haven't got a recipe video recorded as yet, but I'll show you how to use just supermarket available flat bread, and this is just nothing special. You will see it at the supermarket all the time, but to make the wrapping easier, I usually heat it up on a frying pan. So I have already heated this up, so I'm just gonna prepare the cauliflower for serving, and once done, I'll get my husband Rex to come and taste it, so that you have an independent feedback on how it tastes. So let's put the cauliflower. And I usually put pickled jalapeno on it. Again, we don't have a recipe for that, but I can show you for now. You can just get this from Costco. So it's Mexican pickled jalapenos, usually used for nachos. So until we do an African version, this is what you can get. I also use peri peri sauce, again a Mexican sauce, but we will do another video on our African version of this, but for now I'll use this. All right, so here we go. We've got the jalapenos going there. We like chili food, so we usually put a fair bit, but that should do for now. And peri peri sauce on top. Then just wrap it up in an envelope. Serve it upside down. Now I'll get Rex to come and test it and give us his assessment of what this tastes like. All right, so feel free to bite in the middle where there is less bread if you want.
Good idea.
Take your time.
That's just right.
Just right.
Yeah. So the
Sorry about
I
that.
got some sauce coming through.
Yeah,
but...
normally you would have a plate under to catch all the sauce, but yeah.
But like inside it's nice and soft, and it's got like a really nice texture to it.
Yes. It's delicious, isn't it?
It's delicious.
Yes. So no wonder.
Yeah.
No wonder I've kept this recipe for so long.
You don't want the rest of it back, do you?
No. All right, thanks for that, and there you go, guys. Enjoy. Talk to you later.